गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings in the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. So we have completed the revision of chapter number 5th, that is story of Suchi, which is a very enchanting story. Now we are entering into the equally enchanting chapter, that is Bhavana Vaibhavam, the power of thought, chapter number 6. So there are four stories in that. We will be seeing the first story, that is Aindava. So, as we already mentioned in this Yogavaasishtha, there are stories after the stories, and these stories are giving the best of the message, and because of which our mind becomes subtler and subtler and goes towards the divinity, and it remains tranquil, contented, peaceful, blissful, happy, over and above, relaxed and tranquil, and relaxed and cool. So, that is all the purpose. The purpose is only to know the truth. We are supposed to know the truth, what is the truth, and accordingly, this is useful to us. So let us start the first topic, that is the Endovapakhyana. So Vashishta Uvacha Idam Endavamakhyanam Shunu Rama Shubhavaham Chiti Shakti Samullasam Nishchinoshi Jagatyata. Hey Rama, here the story of Endova, conducive to good, from which you determine the world as a great play of the power of thinking mind. So what is the message given is, it is a power of thinking mind. The world is nothing but a power of thinking, and whatever you think, Shubha Avaham. If you think positive, then everything will come positive. If you think negative, everything will become negative. So why not to think positive only? So what are the faiths? Inner faith is of three types. We have three types of faith: sattvic faith, rajasic faith, tamasic faith. So faith depends on the nature of mind. As is the mind, so is the Shraddha. Everything is inherited on the basis of mind, it's operating, and spiritual practice is changing type of mind. Whatever type of mind we have to change that. So we have an infinite potential. One has the infinite potential, and we have infinite opportunities also. Everyone has infinite opportunity, but everyone has a limited time. And now we have to decide then. We have to decide how to go ahead. Whether limited time is used in such a manner that we attain infinite share. Ultimately, so message which is given is, whatever cannot be cured has to be endured. That is the first spiritual practice. And sukha dukkhe samay kutva, equanimity. You have to see the equanimity of the process. And whether we are doing in the life, whatever we are doing in the life, is to become being happy or becoming happy, and not for becoming miserable. So we have to see all these things. And scripture says that don't seek happiness but express happiness. Expression happiness is a spirituality. If discover happiness is the meaning of spiritual practice, then our extrovertness will disappear. Our mind moving outside will disappear. Then we'll know that how these Mahatmas or so-called Santa Mahatmas and sages are happy without having anything in with them. They're always happy. So that we'll come to know. So basically it is a great play of power in mind that the story of Aindava is telling us. Praja srushtu drasho spare vromniyo jitavanaja tatra so drushtavan sargan pritag bhutan anekasha. The unborn created fixed his sight on the expansive sky to create mankind. There he saw the world separated in large numbers. So what happened is, this Brahmaji was seeing here and there, and he has seen and he could see there are the lot of worlds these are there around there. So he got astonished, and सूर्यं तस्मात् जगज्जालम् एकमानीय पृष्टवान् कस्त्वं कथमिदं जातं जगज्जालं वदानघ. Third shloka says, having brought the sun from the web of the world, he asked, who are you? How was this web of the worlds born? Tell that seamless one. Then he asked one of the Suryas of this thing. So how this has been born? Then fourth shloka. Ityukto bhaskara apraha jammu dvipeka nake indunama atishantatma kashyapasya kulodbhava. Thus told the sun saying in one corner of the Jammu Dweep, there is a person with a very tranquil mind by name Indu, who was born in the family of Kashyapa. So he is telling now the story. The end of Pakyana started. तस्य प्राणसमाभार्य न बभूवात्म यस्तयो ते पतुस्त्वं तपो घोरं पुत्रार्थं व्रतनिष्ठितो. He had a wife equal to his life. No son was born to them. They performed severe penance for the sake of son, adhering to the religious vows. They decided to have sons, so they have gone for it and decided to have that. So what has happened in six sloka? Varam vipram gruha aneti tushtam provacha shankara dashaputra naya chesa tateva chaptavan varam. So Brahmaji take this boon, thus said Shankara. Brahmana take this boon, takes it the Shankara, who was pleased. He begged for 10 sons and got the boon likewise. जातास्ते क्रमशो बाल्यकालेन प्रौढिमायु मूर्तो च पितरो दृष्ट्वा गृहं संत्यज्य खेदिनम्. In due course, these children were born. With the passage of time, they attained maturity. Having seen their parents dead, having abandoned their house, they became dejected in spirit. They all become miserable because their parents have died and then they become dejected. Kimi yasyat param shreyam iti sanvishya sodaran jeshtam provacha brahmatvam akalpanta vinashiyat tadeva rochate maya brahmahamiti chetasa srujami sansarahamiti dhanamastu chirayava. What may be the supreme good here? Thus reflecting the eldest of them told his brother only the state of Brahman, that is a creator which is indestructible till the end of universe, is liked by me. With the consciousness I am Brahmin, the creator, let you have the contemplation I create and I withdraw for a long time. अथ ते ब्राह्मणा इव बद्धब्रह्मत्मभावना तेषां देहस्तु कालेन गलिता शीर्णपर्णवत्. Thus those Brahmanas were firmly rooted in the thought of their being Brahman creators. Their bodies in course of time dropped off like withered leaves. भावना परिपाकेन दशते ब्रह्मतागता स तेषां ददशदा सर्ग प्रतिभासोऽयमुत्थिता एषा अमन्तस्मस्याहं भास्करोऽस्मि पितामह. By the deepening of their thoughts, those 10 attended to the state of Brahma, the creator. This appearance of the worlds arose in 10 ways for them. Grants here the one from amongst them. I am the Bhaskara, the sun. सामान्य ब्रह्मणो भूत्वा मनोभावान् नयाखिलम् Aindava brahmanata aprapta manasa pasya shaktadam. Indeed, by the contemplation of mind, the sons of Hindu, who were ordinary ones, becoming Brahmas, attended to the state of Brahma. See the capability of mind. So this is what the capability of mind has been told. So what is a bhavana one should not do? Do not do any bhavana that I am miserable. Refuse to be miserable. Refuse to be unfortunate. Refuse to be responsible for whole world. Like it to God, leave it to God and live and relax. We carry burden of the world and then suffer. Whether you are happy or unhappy, miserable, not miserable, stable, pertaining that you are happy. So do that bhavana, be happy. So no complaints in the life. Studying scriptures, contemplation you should do. This is the Adhyatmic purity. Like grass we grow, like grass we perish. Is this a life? Nachiketa asked Yamraj. The Vakta who is able to transfer his experience through the words to the hearts of listeners is abiding in the truth during the course of his explanation. Those who are following path, they are doing Shreya. Decide what you want to do in life. If the path is followed, then you have to decide. There is no power in this world which can control your mind. Mind creates body only through imagination. We have to understand that everything is happening in the mind. Why are we sitting for the meditation? Freedom from body identification. We have to drop body identification. So what is present in absence also, that is an essential nature. What is presence in absence also is an essential nature. Delusion is a cause of all the miseries, and mind cannot survive only in a duality and delusion. And where spiritual practice, whole spiritual practice is performing process of undoing. Spiritual practice is a freedom from body identification. Only body prioritizes, nothing else happens. So, what is this Aindava story is telling? Aindava story is telling us that this bhavana has to be done properly. Bhavana, if you really, Swami Bhagavan Ramakrishna used to say, if you have to do a bhavana, why not to do that bhavana? Bhavana that you, I am mukta, I am mukta, I am mukta, you will become mukta. So, you have to do the bhavana accordingly and go ahead with the spiritual practice for that. So if you have to do bhavana, why not to do the bhavana as a spiritual, as a spiritual seeker or a divinity? So that has been told here. Bhavana is I am not miserable. Refuse to be miserable. This bhavana in Vedic term is called as nididhyasana. So what is a yukti? Yukti is refuse that you are miserable, refuse that you are unfortunate, refuse that you are responsible for the whole world. We are not responsible for ourselves. Leave it to God and relax. We carry out the burden of world and suffer. Unless we change the bhavana, we will not be in the position to a spiritual path. There is a word ullas, great play, expansion like waves in the real spiritual practice with three things. Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipur chakra. Muladhara chakra is body identification, has to be dropped. Swadhisthana chakra, kamana desire has to drop. Manipur chakra is greed has to drop. Drops put together as samsara. Spiritual sukha is born when he starts working on the mind. So Vasishtha Rishi was also born just because of the thought process of Almighty. He is a Manas Putra Brahmaji. So what is the message? Now and here, transfer your experience to me. That's what the listener says. The Vakta who is able to transfer his experience through the words to the heart of listener is abiding the truth during his course of explanation. When words carrying the meaning, then only it will happen. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. So we have to do the bhavana called as Aham Brahmasmi. That is the bhavana we have to make. With this, we have done the Endopakhyanā. We will be seeing tomorrow the Vitopakhyanā. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत् श्रीरामचन्द्रार्पणमस्तु